How to know that you've cleared your Eclipse trigger. Hey, it's Natasha here, and today's topic is all about figuring out, have you cleared your trigger and how can you tell? So I'm going to use my own example from this recent eclipse season to demonstrate to you how you know that you've resolved something. So on the 31st of January, on the full moon lunar eclipse, I got really triggered. I suddenly started getting these video images of me and my dad as a little girl, as a one-year-old girl, sitting on his lap in his office and feeling very kind of alone, not paid attention to, he was focusing on his own work. And as soon as I thought of this, I was so overcome by emotion that I just burst into tears. And for the next couple of days thereafter, I just kept crying about this over and over again. So I asked someone for a soul record clearing, and how this particular soul record clearing technique works is you ask questions. You ask questions as to the origin of the issue, what emotions come up, and then any other subsequent events that kind of reinforce the issue. So I had my record clearing session, and this lady identified that the issue originated from before birth, when I was in my mother's womb. Now, I was pretty gobsmacked, not because that it originated while I was in the womb, but the fact that I had an Akashic record reading with a lady in December where I asked the question about a very core issue that, I've been struggling with, and the Ascended Masters came through and confirmed that the core issue originated before birth whilst I was in my mother's womb. So I was gobsmacked because now I had two very clear indicators, both saying the same thing, and I was just really, really gobsmacked. So as we went into the reading, we identified that the feeling that I had created, or the interpretation that I created based on being ignored by my dad, was unworthiness. So we cleared that using the soul record technique, and also the subsequent events during the timeline, which had a lot to do with my parents' relationship with one another. So really how our parents, how their relationship plays out, has a massive impact on how we play out in our relationships, whether it's family, friends, or intimate relationships. So how do you really know when something has been cleared? Well, after we cleared this, this timeline, I thought again of that video image of me as a little girl sitting on my dad's knee, and there was no emotional charge behind it anymore. There was no feeling. It was just observing a scene, like a scene out of a film. So that's when you know that something has cleared. But the other thing that this clearing had on me, it had a massive ripple effect on the whole of the rest of my life. Basically, I suddenly found I lost interest in being in a particular situation in my life that really wasn't very healthy for me. And it's allowed me to let go of something that just wasn't working. So, and what remained was simply a desire to be of service to the person that I decided to let go of the situation that we were in. And the other thing was, later that day after the clearing, my dad called me. We had a phone conversation, and we were talking about some family matter. And I was simply expressing my gratitude to my dad for helping me with a particular issue, a financial issue. And he said to me, "Natasha, you're a good girl, you work hard, you deserve it." And that's when you realize that when you let go of feelings of resentment or unworthiness towards a parent, miracles happen. The relationship, the dynamic changes. So right now I am just left with a tremendous feeling of gratitude to my family who support me tremendously, and to my friends who've been such a wonderful, gentle, nourishing, holding support to me during this eclipse season. And finally, I want to give a special thank you to Steve Nobel, who introduced me to this soul record clearing technique. It's truly transformed my life. I'm experiencing miracles, synchronicities, and magic. So I really want to thank you, Steve Nobel. You've profoundly changed my life. Many, many thanks. I wish you a wonderful, wonderful day. Mwah!